Aloha, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I know it's been a little while. We've had some stuff going on here around the little farm, so I apologize. But this is a really fun technique. I posted a picture in some groups yesterday. Something I wanted to try. As a lot of you know, I really have been playing around with a lot of the acrylic pouring techniques with soap. So this is another one. This is a balloon dip flower technique. Basically what you're going to need is a slab mold, of course some squirt bottles, because we're literally going to draw on top of the soap a balloon. Don't blow it up all the way, because I'm going to put my dividers in and then go ahead and dip the balloon into the batter in order to create the abstract flower. So just about any little balloon from the dollar store, you can get 100 of them in a bag. I pick those up and blow it up a little bit, and then of course your colors, which I have pre-dispersed in some oil from my batter. I find it easier to blend them in that way. I let them sit for a minute, let the mica absorb some of the oil, and then when I go and stir it in, it seems to blend better without all that mica dust going up in the air. So I've added my kaolin clay to my oils. I also have some Tessa silk and sodium lactate in my lye water. So we'll go ahead and get that going, and then we'll get started. I know part of this may not be in frame because unfortunately I'm using my phone camera to record this, but I'm going to go ahead and let's get our lye water in there. And you want to pour it slowly. I pour it down the back of my spatula to try and keep the bubbles down. And it also avoids it splashing back up in your face. Get all that out of there. And we'll set that off to the side. Give it a little stir. Burp that blender. We are going to have some bubbles, mainly because we are going to have to shake our colors in, so that's going to be part of it. What we're going to do is give it a good bounce to try and burp those bubbles out. And then I kind of tilt a little. It seems to help, and I apologize for the noise ahead of time. So you gotta blend 20-30 seconds, then stir it a little to try and get it all incorporated. And we're going to take this just past emulsification to just a very light trace, because I want some body to the soap once it's poured in the mold. And for you guys who aren't familiar with emulsification, basically it's the point where your oils and the lye water have combined enough that you have no oil floating on top and basically no breaking, which means no oil separating from the lye. It's all uniform. You can usually tell when it all becomes one color. So as you blend, you don't see a big difference in the color. You know that you've reached emulsification. I'm going to check that and see where we're at. I'm going to give it one more little stir with the stick blender, and we should be there. There we go. It's just ever lightest trace. We just want the batter to have some body to it. so that when we do our design on top, it doesn't just fall through the soap. Actually, I like these little spatulas for scraping my batter off. It seems to work a little bit better than the bigger ones. There we go. Get that out of our way. And there we are. We have some real nice body. All right. So what I'm going to do is fill my squirt bottles. Oh, almost forgot my fragrance oil. Add that in and get that stirred in. Who hasn't done that a few times? Get all done, have a beautiful design, you look over and there's that glass or that container sitting there with all that fragrance oil in it. I will link below in the description all of the colors that I'm using today and the fragrance that I'm using so you know where I've got them. This is a beautiful fragrance. It's called You Had Me at Hello by Muddy Soap Co. Jamie's got some wonderful fragrances over there. And I'm going to grab a little something here that I got earlier. And I'll pour off some of this batter so I can fill my bottles. Now, like that. I'm dribbling already. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little batter to my colors and then mix that in. So then when I pour and fill the bottle with the batter that I want, it will mix in a lot easier. So then basically, we're not going to use a lot because the squirt balls, like I said, are going to be for the design on top. So that should about do it. And then I will try and get them even. Not quite. And then just a small amount from my white, because I'm not going to do a lot of white. It's going to be more of an accent, so I'll probably do about half of that in white. I totally forgot I got this one. I'm going to add a little bit of the darker blue that I'm using into here to use for my base. And you'll see what I do with that. A little bit more. Now the rest of this is all going to be my base color. So I'm going to add a little bit of that in there to color that. Let me get that little scrape out. All right. And I always make a mess. It doesn't matter how neat I try to be. I will always dribble something. So then I will go ahead and put my lid on. Now when you go to shake these, I always say make sure you have the cap tight, finger on top, give it a good shake. But when you open it, you want to open it away from you. Because it is going to, that air is going to release and it's going to spit some of that batter out. So you want to be really careful about that. Okay, get my white. which I just added to the wrong one. Story of my life. That's all right. There we go with that one. Set that off. So what we're going to do is add a little bit more to this one because I wasn't paying attention. There we go. And put all that. There we go. Rest of that back in there. And this is all white. And the same thing. Oops, it looked like I spilled some of my white over there. And again, over like that. And this is our other blue. All that in there because I want good saturated color. We'll remove that. Make sure we're all incorporated. There we go. Clean up that. And yes, I did. Spilled a little bit of my white mica over here. There we go. So these are going to be our flower colors. This is like a purple blue. This is more of a traditional like navy blue. And then of course we have our white. I live in Texas now. I'm originally from Maui, and it is bluebonnet season in Texas right now. Texas is famous for its wildflowers, and they are quite beautiful. And the main flower of Texas is the bluebonnet. You'll find them everywhere. Now this is going to be our base color. It's a real light. I'm going to go ahead and add that in, and then I will add a little of our batter in there. Get the rest of that color out of there. I wanted a light blue background, so I knew by taking this lighter color and adding it to the batter, it should give us a nice soft blue for the other colors to lay on. There we go. Right. There's that. Most of you who know me, once I'm done with my stick blender, I tend not to touch it again. This way, I have a little, to me, I have a little more control. It's really easy to kind of go past, beyond a point, and not be able to come back. So, I prefer to have a little more control. And that is that. Boy, that's a pretty color. All right, so these are our flower colors, these three here. So we're going to put them right there. This I'm actually going to use in the base color in the mold. So let me slide those over. So what I'm going to do is just pour in my base color. That beautiful indigo color. Out of there. There we go. Give that a little mix because some of that batter from the sides. And there we are. I'm going to set that off to our side. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this particular color, I'm going to give it another little shake. Let me go like that. Some of those bubbles, there we go. And I hold this little piece down and I just go under. And I'm going to inject some color into the base. And come up higher. Almost like a peekaboo. There we go. Then, using my favorite tool on the planet, my chopstick. My beautiful daughter got me these stainless steel chopsticks. That way I can't break them. I'm basically just going to do a swirl so that I have a swirl in the soap. So let's come up here and go give some interest to the base soap on the, you know, throughout the bar, because your flower design is just going to sit on the top. So this will pull some color through the bars. And then we can come through and go like this. There we go. So the bars will have some nice little character. Now, I have my dividers all ready to go. And I'm going to drop them in. Make sure they're pushed down all the way. And now comes the fun part. We're basically going to take our colors and I'm going to draw a flower, sort of. It's kind of abstract. It doesn't have to be perfect. Draw some petals out. I don't want anybody to be afraid to say, like, I can't draw. This is not fine art. Oops. Reaching this one is always a little tough for me. Go like this. There we go. And you don't want it to drop down into the soap. You want it to sit on top. So we're just gently going. And because we took it to that light trace, we do have some bodies, so it's helping to hold these colors up top. So that's color one. And then I'm going to put some white in between. You kind of go opposite of where you started. Because when we use the balloon, it's going to spread this design. So you want that little bit of contrast. And I apologize if you can hear the humming of weed eaters and such. It is spring in Texas, and today's the first day. We were cold yesterday. Out of nowhere, we were in the 80s last week, and then all of a sudden this week we had 30-degree weather. We didn't get out of the 50s. Woke up to 30s. So today, and we're supposed to get some heavy rain this weekend, so everybody's out chopping down whatever and spring planting. And we run a little nursery here on the farm. And so my husband's running around getting ready. You know, he deals with the landscapers, and his trees, and so there's always some sort of noise. I apologize. And then again with our second blue, more of a purple blue, we're going to layer it's just going to kind of look like a flower. Doesn't have to be perfect. Obviously mine's not. Okay. This poor little one here. This is such an awkward corner. And I will go through and I will just add a little bit more, just maybe in some lines. It's however you want your flower to look. It's going to be more abstract when you do this, so. Go with just a little more white right in the center. And I will have a little soap left over. Please don't panic. I am very, very good about always having an extra mold, little guest bar size molds, and I will pour nice extra batter off into that. Okay, now the fun part. Your balloon. Basically, I squeeze to make the end round, but not too much because you need it to fit in your spot. You're going to put it in and just give it a little turn around and pull up. And you get this lovely little abstract flower. And then I wipe it off. And I go to the next one, which you can probably see better, and I give it a little turn and up and out. And I can grab another paper towel because I should have had a stack of them sitting here for this part. And then go ahead and just give it a wipe. It doesn't have to be perfect. And you go to your next one. And again, the same thing, kind of in a rotate and out. And same thing here. And just repeat this in all of them. And then this way, each individual bar has a flower on it. Because like I said, the design is on top. It's not going to go through. So I just do it this way so that each bar, because I thought about it and I'm like, oh, I could do the whole thing and just do a real big one in the center. And then I'm like, but I would hate to have to cut it up. So there we go. That's pretty much. And there we go. You have beautiful little, in my case, abstract blue bonnets. And that's all there is to it. I will gel these overnight and then unmold them. I do ICPOP, I cold process, oven process my soaps, just to ensure that they gel and the color stays vibrant. I'd be happy to show you. These are the ones that I did yesterday. So you see they came out really, really cute. There's some real pretty ones in here. Just a real pretty individual bar. And you can see you got that swirl to give it some interest to go around. But yeah, here's one more. Yeah, they just came out super pretty. I think they're beautiful. I think it's a fun little technique. You can play around with it. You can try using other things. My next attempt will be with a, I'm going to try like maybe with a paper towel or something to see if I can get a different effect. You could even try double dipping. I thought about doing that, but I really like the way these came out, so I don't want to mess with them. So I may try that again. And thank you for watching and following my channel. And I will be back, and I have some more things to share with you guys. Some techniques that I've done, and I've been behind on getting them posted, but I will. And I appreciate y'all, and aloha, and you have a beautiful day.